I yield 5 minutes to the representative from California, Diane Watson, senior member of the Foreign Affairs Committee.
The gentlewoman from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the escalation of the conflict in Iraq is an exercise in futility. It's been 3 years now since the President declared that our original mission was accomplished in Iraq. And then the President let victory escape from our grasp. He confused the toppling of Saddam Hussein with accomplishing the mission. But there is a more important question being raised here on the House floor. It is an issue which has confused our mission in Iraq from the beginning, and it is the preposterous argument that Iraq is part of the war against Al-Qaeda. The Al-Qaeda attack on America killed almost 3,000 innocent Americans in New York, at the Pentagon, and in a field outside of Shanksville, Pennsylvania. We pursued Al-Qaeda into Afghanistan, dislodged the Taliban, and cornered Osama bin Laden at Tora Bora. We had an Al-Qaeda on the run. We had the world united against terror and in favor of freedom and democracy. But then the President switched his focus at a critical time. He dismissed the factors which had brought success in Afghanistan: a just cause, clear evidence, and a community of nations, and instead pursued his Iraqi adventure based on faulty intelligence and employing a strategy rejected by his own Army Chief of Staff and numerous other generals. Thus, the President gave Al-Qaeda breathing room. He let them regroup because he lost focus on the war on Al-Qaeda to wage war on Iraq. Meanwhile, in Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda and the Taliban regrouped. Iraq is not the central front in the war on Al-Qaeda. Iraq is a distraction from the war on Al-Qaeda. Each day we spend in Iraq is a day we're not working to bring the perpetrators of 9/11 to justice. Whatever happened to Osama bin Laden, why are we looking for him? We have a direct connection to 9/11. The families of those who perished on 9/11 are still waiting for an answer. This escalation is an appalling display of our weakness. We are sending only 21,000 combat troops to Iraq because after stretching our military thin for 4 years, that is all the troops we have available at the moment. The President cannot tell us what victory is or when he hopes to achieve it. What is really our goal in Iraq? What are we trying to achieve? And are we going to leave this mess for the next president? Today, Iraq is consumed by civil war. Her neighbors, including our allies, Jordan, Kuwait, and Turkey, are overwhelmed with refugees, and Iran is strengthened and emboldened. If that is not already destabilized, then the word truly has no meaning. The occupation itself is what is destabilizing Iraq. The occupation is placing Americans on the killing fields. The occupation undermines American prestige and authority, and the occupation in Iraq makes it harder to defeat Al-Qaeda. The military battle is over. Our only hope is to change course, to acknowledge the reality that we have lost the military struggle in Iraq. Only then can we re-engage with a strategy to give us a political victory. We must remove our forces and move forward with a political and diplomatic strategy to engage both our allies and our adversaries in the region. This will mean talking to Iran, not capitulating to Iran. Even at the height of the Cold War, Reagan was willing to talk to Moscow. But until we are willing to engage with Iran, our friends in the Middle East, who fear Iranian dominance as much as we do, will not believe we are serious about confronting the Iranian threat. Last, give me a
Time of the
half a
gentleman
minute,
has
please.
expired.
I yield an additional 30 seconds.
Last and
Gentleman
most
is recognized
appalling
for
is the
30 seconds.
desperate accusation that we're going to cut off funds for our troops. Simply not true. This attack is especially galling when it's been a Republican Congress and a Republican president who for 4 years left our troops vulnerable without proper equipment, without proper armor, and in an effort to fight this war on the cheap. I will never vote to leave our troops without the support they need, but neither will I vote to continue down a path that is putting them at needless risk. Vote for this bill.